Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel! Now, about 10 years ago, a little game studio called Telltale Games was riding high on a series of successes. Their most popular game was based on the Walking Dead universe, and it was very, very popular with both critics and players, mainly because of the story and the character development involved. Telltale also did games based on the Back to the Future movies, Game of Thrones, Batman, and Minecraft, among others. They were riding high, but unfortunately, a number of factors conspired to sink the company. That was all they wrote. Or was it? Because Telltale Games is back. And they have just released a new game based on a science fiction property that I really, really love, and that is The Expanse. And if you're unfamiliar with it, it's a series of books that take place in a future where humanity has spread out and started to colonize our solar system. The book series was popular enough that the Sci-Fi Channel adapted it into a series on TV that lasted for 3 seasons before it was canceled. Then Amazon came along and produced 3 more seasons. And now we have the Telltale game, The Expanse. And I was really curious how they were going to approach this, because in their Walking Dead game, it was based on the comic book and not the TV series. Game of Thrones was based on the HBO series and featured several of the cast members in the game. And the Expanse game serves as a prequel to the television series. And it focuses on the television version of one of the characters, Kamina Drummer, and it is voiced by the same actress who played her in the series, Kara G. So I was understandably very excited to get a copy and to dive back into the universe of The Expanse. And as soon as the game begins, you know you're in the world of The Expanse. The game really captures the feeling of the TV series. And the game opens with the captain of the spaceship being thrown into the airlock, and Kamina Drummer, the character you're playing as, menacingly approaching the airlock and deciding whether or not to send the captain out into space.
Listen to me.
And if you've watched the show, it really it captures that intensity, that edge of your seat moment. And then we flash back to how we got to this point.
Khan, new orders from the captain.
I know. He already sent me the coordinates.
Captain thinks that this could be...
Last score will
Now,
only
if you've
be
never played a
all
Telltale
century.
game,
I
it
got
is
the
very
pep talk from
much
him.
like watching a TV show.
What's our ETA?
The characters will
Depends.
interact with each other,
On what?
but you'll
How
have to
long
make a
you plan to
decision
waste my time.
about how your character responds to certain questions.
Oh dear, I made the lackey upset. Forgive me.
And each decision you make will have consequences
Bashing
later in the
You will
episode,
bet. I'll bet you to you
including
eventually.
how the characters respond to you
wanna break
and how the
somebody's
story
hair?
actually plays
Go
out.
find Maya.
So you really need to think
We're
before
nearly
you
there.
respond.
The debris field is massive. It'll take me a minute to navigate.
I should check the
The
command
game
console
will
for
then
more
switch
information
over
on that
into a
copy.
third-person view, where you will take control
She's been chewing on that
of
same
the
cigar
character.
for weeks.
and you will walk around environments and you will interact with things you may find, and you can unearth collectibles and generally interact
As the
with
XO,
things that
it's my
tell you
job to
more
make
about
sure
the
the ship
story
and its
and the
crew are in
world
order.
you
I
inhabit.
keep a log on the ship and on our scavenge missions.
And one of the really cool things in the Expanse game is that it really takes advantage of the setting. You're in a zero-G environment, so you can walk on walls to
tore
get
this
around
place
things.
apart.
You'll need to use your jetpack to maneuver through space and
I agree.
various parts of the wreckage.
Maybe they were looking for something big and couldn't find it.
And like other Telltale games, there are a series of quick time events where you'll have to interact with the controller
I should put you in a
to
break for
make
this.
certain things happen. In this
You have to
case,
catch me
a fight
first.
sequence. And while these are not particularly challenging, failure does influence the story in certain ways, just like other choices you make.
Cutting thrust. Prepare to enter float in 3, 2...
The game also follows Telltale's usual pattern of being released in parts, or episodes. And in this case, there are 5 episodes in this season of The Expanse. Be warned, just like the TV show, these episodes tend to end on cliffhangers. The good news is the 5th and final episode comes out next Thursday, September 21st. So just like your favorite streaming series, you can binge watch or binge play the whole game if you want to. One thing we also have to talk about is, just like the TV show and the books, this is a game that is definitely geared towards an older audience.
Drummer.
There's a lot of
Looks like the
violence,
officer's
there's a
section
lot
is
of
still
foul
intact.
language.
Go check it out.
It's The Expanse.
On it.
And it's definitely not geared for a younger audience. But for fans of the TV show, or for fans of Telltale's previous games, I think it's safe to say that Telltale Games is back. The Expanse really delivers a new story with existing characters in a world we've come to know and love. And for me personally, I have been loving my time with this game. It isn't for everybody, but for the people that this game is aimed at, I think it definitely delivers. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this review of Telltale Games' The Expanse. If you like watching our reviews on the channel, please hit that like button to let us know, and we will bring you more of it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It really helps us to grow the channel, and you never miss an episode of content. We'll be back soon with more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching.